Back here on the herd. All right, our next guest is a guy I've known for a couple years now. Good basketball player, but also he's really carved out a niche as like Mr. Arizona Sports. Benjamin Garcia joining the herd, host of the Locked On Suns podcast. I've known Ben for a while. He does great social media stuff. Ben, I don't know if you heard me chopping it up with Chris Broussard, but I'm bullish on Bradley Beal getting bought out, waived and stretched like Damian Lillard, and joining my Lakers out here. I think it would be a boon. Where are you on Bradley Beal, having watched him the last few years in Arizona?
Well, Bradley Beal has been someone who, to his defense, has been very accommodating to what the Phoenix Suns have wanted him to be. He's taken the third option. He's taken more three-point shots. In that instance, Bradley Beal is a good team player. But you're asking him now to go over to the Lakers and be this pesky defender. The issue with the Lakers is not scoring. They've got LeBron, they've got Luka, Austin Reeves. What they don't need is another person who's an anchor defensively in a bad way. Meaning you're going to stick a starting five out there of Deandre Ayton, Bradley Beal, Luka Doncic, LeBron James. Tell me which one of those guys is scaring anyone on a night in and night out basis. I actually think that would be, career malpractice for Bradley Beal to go over to a team, which he was just on one of those teams that thought if you add more scoring power, more volume to him, then this team would be awesome. We'll just outscore everyone. Take it from someone who has covered the Phoenix Suns on a night in, night out basis. Having more offense isn't always necessarily a good thing. And I would look at the Oklahoma City Thunder, who pushed teams around the entire time. I think it's absolutely crazy. There are two teams that make sense, the Bucks, the Clippers, maybe recreate Norman Powell in the aggregate Moneyball style with CP and Bradley Beal, but the Lakers, Jason, come on now.
Hey, you got to get $5 million. He's a major deal. Hey, let me quickly on Ayton. How were your dealings with Deandre Ayton covering the team? Is this guy a malcontent? We know Kevin Durant doesn't like you, doesn't like me. He gets very upset with people. But what about Ayton? Does he hear all this noise? Is he kind of an issue?
If Ayton had the same presence as Kevin Durant did offensively or as a basketball player at all, he would be seen as someone else that is perceived as quote unquote sensitive. Deandre Ayton talks a lot of game, talks about how he's dominating. He's going to go in and he's going to dunk on everyone. He's going to hit elbow jumpers. And then it comes to game time. There are multiple instances where one thing that got back to me is the game 2 against the Denver Nuggets years ago, where he's just standing around watching Nikola Jokic and Kevin Durant fight for a rebound. That is the epitome of Deandre Ayton. No one thinks he's not incredibly talented. And when you look at the statistics, you're like 15-10. I'm Jason McIntyre. I think he's the next Nikola Jokic. But that's nonsense. He is a middle of the pack. Let's forget about that. Jason, after 1 year of the Deandre Ayton experience in Portland, what did they do? They went and drafted his replacement, Donovan Clingan. 2 years later, they said, you know what? We would rather just pay you to leave. Yeah. It is a desperate move by the Lakers to go get Deandre Ayton. Maybe he's a good lob threat with Luka Doncic in that instance, but asking him to come in and be a defender, the biggest sell you could make is, can Deandre Ayton come in and be someone who on a contract year is looking for that next big deal and turns it on for a year? We saw that happen in 2021 with the Suns. Outside of that, it's been more talk than actually doing the thing. And that's kind of where it goes with Deandre Ayton.
All right, we got like 2 minutes left. I'm curious, Kyler Murray, you and I have sparred on Kyler Murray versus Brock Purdy. ESPN had a list today of the top 10 quarterbacks from scouts, executives, and coaches. And Kyler Murray did not sniff the top 12. Yeah. So I'm just curious, where are you on your boy Kyler in a make-or-break year?
It's a make or break year for Kyler Murray in this instance. Is he going to be back on the team next year, make or break? I don't think that's the case. He's got like a $60+ million cap hit. You and I talked about this on my podcast before, where it's just so much money to move away from. We will know by the end of the year if Kyler Murray can be a consistent enough quarterback on a week in and week out basis to a point where he can help get you to a Super Bowl. Brock Purdy has been to a Super Bowl. Jalen Hurts won a Super Bowl. Brock Purdy did it twice. It's about now, can you surround Kyler Murray with enough talent and not make him be the piece? Because what we've learned is when he's the piece, it's a recipe for likely disaster in the later parts of the season. But if you could surround a bunch of players around him talent-wise, like you did with Brock and Hurts, he can absolutely be that good.
All right, 30 seconds, Ben. Are the Arizona Cardinals going to make a wild card team in the NFC this season?
Yeah, they better. This is a year where everyone talks about is that JG is a Monty Austin for. Can people be on the hot seat? Could Kyler Murray be gone next year? Everyone's got a little bit of pressure on them. The floor for this team is like 9 wins, but you could talk me into the talent of this team, as well as with all the other players surrounding them and the coaching staff, that this could be a conference championship level team. If I told you 2 years ago, Jason, the lowly Lions and the Washington Commanders are going to be in the conference championship game in back-to-back years, you'd call me crazy. You'd block my number. You'd already kick me off the show. But since it happened, there is a potential for that to be the case.
All right, Benjamin Garcia, great stuff. Love the show on YouTube. Keep up the good work. Thanks for the time, buddy.
Thanks for having me, man.